Well, good day to all of you. This is the starting of November, and in about 3.5 weeks, we're going to have Turkey Day, and then after that week of Turkey Day, we have one more week, and the semester is over. I hope that hopefully you'll enjoy the ending of the semester. Our topic today, and this is the second video, is 14B. Your responses will take place in forums. And we're going to go over these videos. We're going to cover the material. And in Schizophrenia for 14A, I want to appreciate you folks responding, and you're right on. I couldn't find one that had an error in it, and so this could possibly be a review. Schizophrenia is a very interesting topic. It is a psychosis, and as I've stated before, that neurotics builds castles in the sky, and a psychotic lives in those castles. Neuroticism is a Freudian word that was taken out by the pundits of the DSM because they did not care for Freud. Not that there's anything wrong with the word. Matter of fact, there's still a lot of individuals, psychiatrists and so forth, that will use neuroticism. But right now, with schizophrenia, we're focusing on psychoticism, and the title of the chapter is Schizophrenia, Spectrum, and Other Psychotic Disorders. I'm not bringing you everything in the chapter. I'm going to leave some of the material up to you to put in forms, and like I say, this all goes in forms. So as we look at schizophrenia in just a brief history of schizophrenia, wanting to know what it is, this is interesting. And so you may have heard the telephone ring. And this is being put on the day before Election Day, which is the 3rd of November. And, of course, it was a call from someone that wanted me to vote for them. And when I asked them, how much is it worth to you, they didn't quite understand that. And I had to explain that, I can be bought. I can be bought. You just name your price. Not really. But anyway, on to schizophrenia. What is it? Is it one thing or many things? Well, just a little brief history on this. Emil Kraepelin in 1899 classified 3 types of schizophrenia. Catatonic, which is physical movement. And this is one that is really interesting because these individuals can hold a position. You put their arm up like this, sometimes of a waxy figure, and you put their arm up like I'm putting mine up with a hand partially closed, and stand them in a position, and they will just stay in that position for some time. So this is one type of schizophrenia. They can take their limbs, they can move them around. I know the picture probably doesn't show this too well, but anyway, they can take their limbs. That's catatonic, involves physical movement. And this name has been changed, and we'll discuss that a little bit more. Schizophrenia. These individuals are silly and seemingly immature. If they would have a bad accident and physically, hurt themselves, but yet they were able to function even though of some type of physical harm, they could still go ahead and laugh at it. they have emotions, but they really don't know how to apply their emotions. The third classification, now this was according to Kreppelin, and we will go ahead and we will talk some more about this, but the third classification was paranoia. And these were delusions of grandeur. I mean, they just thought that they were possibly a king on a royal carpet or a queen on a royal carpet, or persecution. Many times it's persecution. I recall one individual that I worked with was really concerned because Safeway, the grocery store, and the FBI were out to get her. And there was absolutely no way that she could escape. At least this was her feeling. And even the food that she purchased, she scrutinized it and would boil it to get all of the unwanted ingredients out. And this was in conjunction with the FBI. So the FBI and Safeway were out to get her. We'll talk a little bit more about all three of these. All of these come under a term that we have of dementia precox, which is a mental weakness. I mean, how else could they describe it at that time? And I think that they did a pretty good job with their terms. Now, Eugene Bleuler introduced the term schizophrenia, which means split mind. And this is where we sometimes get this confused with dissociative identity disorder or multiple personalities. The idea of the split mind and DID, dissociative identity disorder, multiple personalities. This is sometimes, like I say, some individuals will confuse this term of a split mind, schizophrenia, with multiple personalities. Now, schizophrenics don't have all of the behavior of schizophrenia. But some of the symptoms, the underlying symptoms, can be shared by all. And so I know that this is confusing, just the symptoms, because this is what we focus on with schizophrenia, is the symptoms. One thing that schizophrenia does, it affects all functions. All functions. And there's one thing about schizophrenia, you know, if we talk about a panic disorder, we pretty much can describe that. That has a description. You know, the individual will just be in a certain area and all of a sudden everything, their whole body just turns into a fight or flight situation. And it doesn't make any difference where they are. They could be in the safest place, but their body will turn into a situation in which it's either fight or flight. That is a panic disorder. Then we have anorexia. We know that an individual with anorexia, they are extremely low weight. You know, probably about, I think, 85% of their normal weight. And they haven't lost enough weight until they stop cycling. Bipolar. Individual is manic one time for quite a while, and then they are depressed. So they go back and forth between the two poles of being depressed and or manic stage. Addictions, we know that an individual with addictions rely on a particular substance or rely upon a certain behavior. Now, all of these are descriptive. They have a descriptive end to them. Schizophrenia really doesn't fit in this area where you can say one thing and that fits schizophrenia, because there are so many actors, we'll say actors, in this, that one phrase does not touch schizophrenia. And this is one thing that we want to look at for now, that we have to look at more than one situation. Now, like I say, this is 14B. This video, you will be receiving videos through E, and then there'll be some material for you to look at in your textbook. Now then, I appreciate what you folks have been doing. As far as the work is concerned, I mean, this is quality work. I read them over and over and over again, and it would be wonderful to have them in a face-to-face class and discuss them. But nonetheless, I do read them over and over again. Again, 3.5 weeks approximately. We're at Turkey Day. Then after Turkey Day, after the weekend of Turkey Day, we have one more week of school. This ends on December 5th at 11 p.m. So until I see you on the next video, you have a good day. I have videos to post through letter E. This is B, and I have videos to post through letter E. So we'll get on to the next video, and you can view these, and your assignments will be done in form.